everybody, and welcome to episode 166 of the Let's Play world. It's been a pretty busy week. Here in the United States, it's Thanksgiving week and Black Friday shopping and all of that stuff, and with my work and all of that, it's just been a lot going on. You might have noticed that I did a little bit more decorating here. So I ran around and grabbed copies of all of the banners that I have collected, and I put some of those up here just to make it look a little more full, and then I built up a little bit of a shelf with some accessories, and I think it looks really, really great. I am trying out a new mouse and a new keyboard, and so you'll have to let me know if they are too loud or annoying. I'm still really liking the decorating that we did last week. Again, we just went through and put some shelves and some accessories and things. Looks real, real good. We got a lot done on our gardens, and between episodes I've been growing some trees and collecting some leaves, because what I want to do today, first of all, is in this space here, I think I want to build a hedge maze. Now up on the mountain we built a lodge based on the hotel from The Shining, and we did build something of a hedge maze over there. Now what I built up there is actually a labyrinth. A labyrinth is more of a winding path that you follow. So with the labyrinth, when you walk in, if you just keep walking, eventually it will get you out. Here, I'd like to build something more of a maze, something that you can get lost in, something that only has one solution. We've got plenty of room, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem to come up with something pretty cool. I think right here, this is going to be our entrance, and then on the opposite side, that's where we'll have the exit. My old keyboard was a 65% keyboard, meaning it was only 65% the size of a normal keyboard. My problem with it is it doesn't have a function key row, and so it's really hard to do some things like showing chunk borders or things like that. So I wanted a keyboard with function keys at the top, and so what I've got instead is a 75% keyboard. So I still don't have the 10 key out on the side, but I do have a row of function keys. Now, one thing that is kind of messing with me is like when I go to exit my inventory, the escape key is one row higher than I'm used to. So I keep hitting keys I shouldn't, or now that I have the F keys, if I want to switch things in my inventory, rather than pushing my fingers to the top of the keyboard, I have to push it one row below where I'm used to, so still getting used to that. For a mouse, I went with a Logitech, I think it's a G203, so pretty inexpensive gaming mouse. It just has two buttons on the side for quick functions and that sort of thing. I was looking at the 502, but the 11 buttons just, I couldn't figure out a world where I would need that many functions and all that, so I'm going to try this mouse out and see how it goes. One thing that's going to be a little bit interesting with this maze is obviously this area is not flat, and so I'm not sure exactly how to deal with that. I think I might leave the terrain the way it is and just have the ground step up a little bit inside the maze, and we could always take the edges themselves up to the same level. So, the top would be even, it's just the floor would have a little bit of a slope to it. We'll try it out, we'll see how that works. And I probably have enough leaves, but I think I'm just going to do a couple of more trees, and then we'll get to work on that. Thanksgiving this year, I have the day off, but I think I'm just going to kind of lay low, maybe get together with some friends a little later. I'm not doing the whole big meal, cooking family giant thing like a lot of people do. It just feels for me like a lot of work, And holidays for me fall into a couple of different categories. There are the real holidays, meaning the things that are actually celebrating a real event. Here in the United States, we've got Independence Day, and that is the day that we declared independence and became a country. You've got your birthday. That's the day that you came into existence here on the planet. Thanksgiving is kind of one of those like made up holidays where, you're supposed to go buy a turkey and for whatever reason, cranberry sauce and stuffing and invite the whole family over and have a meal. And like you can do that whenever you want, it's like there's no reason that we have to do it today. But it's important for a lot of people, to get the family together and have that tradition and all of that. The other kinds of holidays are what I like to call shopping holidays, which are, again, just holidays where you're kind of told to spend money. Sadly, Christmas has sort of fallen into this category. It is a real holiday for Christian people, but for most other people who are not Christian or different parts of the world, Christmas is just a day to spend money. There's some other shopping holidays, for example, Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day celebrates nothing really, It's just a day that you're told that you have to go buy something for the person you love, or else you're a bad spouse or husband or boyfriend or whatever. And really, that's just kind of silly. You can kind of do that whenever you want. Everybody who's in a relationship has an actual anniversary, like an actual day that matters to them. But yeah, Valentine's Day is just one of those days that doesn't make any sense to me. Besides actual holidays and shopping holidays, you got the drinking holidays. And those are days where you just get together with your friends or you go out to a bar and you drink for whatever reason. You got your St. Patrick's Day, you got your Cinco de Mayo. Culturally in the United States, those holidays don't really mean much of anything to most of us. They're just days where you're supposed to do a certain thing for whatever reason. People are funny like that. So anyway, that's my 2 cents about holidays. We are quickly approaching the end of the year, and as far as the channel goes, I've got a couple of plans for this last month or so. First and foremost, I want to finish the projects that we've started. So there's a few different things with like the Nether Monument, the formal gardens that we've been working on, and I would like to wrap those up. There's a couple loose ends I want to tie up as far as some messes over in the mob zoo and some of the nether tunnels that we haven't quite finished yet. I want to get those done. I'd like to invite you all to submit any ideas you've got for new builds or things you want me to work on so we can kind of start fresh with the new year as far as new projects, things like that. And then I've got a couple of fun ideas that I think I want to try out. One of them is I want to try and do some different characters. If you watched when I played on the Mindful SMP, occasionally I would do different characters besides just the Odd 13 character, and I think that would be kind of fun to implement into the Let's Play world. Another idea I had was putting up to a vote whether or not I should change my skin. It'd be kind of fun to do a skin change and give you all a couple of options to look at and see if you want to keep the classic Todd skin or maybe change it up. I've got other ideas for things like YouTube memberships or a subscriber server where we could all play together, things like that to get the community more engaged and more involved in the channel. But we'll look at that as we get closer to the new year. The first thing we're going to work on is this maze over here. Oh, and by the way, most of the people who watch these videos aren't subscribed, and so if this is the kind of thing you like, hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out. Okay, let's talk about maze building. So, one thing that is important to know with a maze is a maze needs to be an odd number of blocks across. And the reason for that is if you want to build a tunnel or, a path or a hallway or whatever you want to call it in a maze, it's going to be a wall, a place to walk, and another wall. So that's 3 blocks. If you want to add another path or tunnel or whatever you want to call it, now we're 5 blocks. So no matter what we do, it's always going to be an odd number wide. So width-wise, we're in good shape. This is an odd number across. As far as from front to back, this little leaf stick out here in the front, that would be an odd number. And that's because, as you can see here, this is not a flat side. It actually has a little bit of a curve to it. So if we brought the maze all the way out to here, that would be an even number, so we're only going to bring it out this far. And that'll be okay. We'll just have a little bit of a garden bed here or something like that. So this will be the entrance to our maze. That'll be the exit. And now I just need to kind of work out some sort of path through this space. One thing I'm thinking about as I'm doing this is how in the world I'm going to light this up. I could do subterranean light and just put like moss carpet, or I could just do moss carpet and not worry about lighting it up. A couple of options, I guess. Okay, I think I have a pretty good kind of snaky path through this maze. Now what I need to do is go through and fill up the rest of the space with dead ends and that sort of thing, making sure that I don't create a second way through the maze. I may have just broken my odd number rule here somehow. I have two spaces here, and yeah, that's interesting. I did that. I see. So I've got two here, and I've got two here. If I was to scoot this over one way or the other, that would solve for that. So yeah, I need to make sure that some of these walls don't go even numbers, because then it'll break the whole thing. Unless you don't mind kind of void spaces in your maze. But I'm not looking for void spaces. I want walls all the way through. I've got another section of two here. All right, I've got an idea. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to stripe it out so that we can see where the lanes need to be. You can see if I do it that way, this has to be too thick, which is interesting. So if I would have started in the center this, then we would have ended up with a lane on the side, but my maze entrance would have to be offset. Weird, weird phenomenon. It is what it is. I can work with it. Okay, so as long as my turns and my walls follow this grid, then we should stay on track. I'm realizing as I put this together, this is going to be insanely difficult to solve. Well, there it is. It is diabolical. It is a lot. There is one way to get through it and a lot of frustrating ways to get lost. Let's see if I can actually solve it real quick. So if we walk in the front door, going to right again. Ink. Oh boy. Nope. The maze. This way. Oh, now I can kind of see where I'm going. There it is. Yeah, it's a maze, and if you get lost, it's pretty crazy. I don't know if I should put little like markers or, things in the dead ends to kind of, that might be too helpful. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I definitely need to figure out what I'm going to do about lighting it up. I think, like I said, some sort of like carpet or something would make the most sense. And then there's a slope here. And so, for example, these leaves are much higher. Actually, they need to be this high at least so that people, can't see out. On the outside, it would look sort of like that. So do I want to keep this height all the way across? If I did that, it would be very tall on the other side as far as the hedges went, which I don't know if that would look bad, or should I only make it like 3 blocks tall all the way across? That's another option. I think I'm going to start with that idea. Make it 3 tall all the way across, see how that looks, and then if I want to raise it up, I'll do that. Okay, I did a little bit of a compromise. So you can see here that there's only 2 levels of leaves. There's this level and then it kind of jumps up a little bit. And the reason that it is like that is because I went through and I actually lowered the terrain over there. It used to slope up quite a lot more, and the leaves also sloped up, and I just didn't like it. So I shaved those top leaves off that I had placed, went back through, lowered the ground, and I think this looks much better. From the outside, it's a little bit interesting. So here you can see it's 3 blocks tall on our left there. And then as we come around, got our exit here. Now we're 2 blocks tall. As we get up top here, we are only 1 block tall. So you can actually just kind of look down into the maze here as we come back around 2 blocks. And then again, as we come down, jumps back up. I think the next thing to do is put some carpets in there so things don't spawn. And this project is done. That was pretty tricky. I had to figure out where every single path went here and follow it all the way out so I don't get any spawnable spots. But it looks really good, I think, with the moss paths. And go through, we get these dead ends. It's pretty fun. I think it's a pretty good maze we've got here. And from the outside, it looks pretty good as well. Definitely need to do some more decoration. Not only with, the garden itself, but I think the entrances could be a little cooler. Maybe do something with that. I think that would be kind of fun. Yeah, this is a pretty cool little maze. And I'm totally lost. There we go. Nice. What I want to do is run up top, update our map so we can see what this looks like. And then there's a couple other maps that I want to update as well. First one we're going to update is this right here. That looks super great. Look at that. That's so cool looking. Very nice. The moss is a nice complement to the green that we've got everywhere else. I think that looks really fantastic. That's awesome. The hedge maze was a viewer suggestion from Auntie Nick, and if you've got ideas for builds or projects, leave them in the comments and we'll see if we can get to them. The other maps I want to update are these 3 missing ones up here. We've got these edges, which we will get to eventually, but these we've just never bothered to fill in, and I think it would be nice to have a little bit more of a symmetrical map. Right up here, that is the lodge, and that is our goat horn farm. Right over there, you can see the hedge maze or the hedge labyrinth that we built before, all covered in snow. So yeah, let's grab some maps and we'll get these updated here. Take this one here for reference. Okay, so the first one I think is going to be right next to it. Here probably. All right, we need to do directly above this map. Here. Nice. We need to do right above this map. That. Whoa. Big old hole in the ground. Wow, that goes way down there. Is that an ancient city? No, we'll have to check that out. Okay, so reference map back there. This map, I think, goes next door. Yep. Okay, I think this one goes here. Yep. Very cool looking with all that ice. Okay, and last map right there. Nice. It's cool how it has like almost like an ice river running down the side of the mountain. That's very cool. We definitely need to head back over where that weird hole in the ground was, because I'm pretty sure that was an ancient city down there. Okay, we've slept. Run back over there. Let's see, where was that? That was this direction. Yeah, it was like one of these big holes here. Here, I think. Yes. Okay. All right, am I skilled enough to fly down there? Big if. Of course, it's a dripstone, so if I fail, I will impale myself. Give it a shot, huh? Ooh, it's a big cave. Wow, it's a big cave. Oh, and there's lots of lava. Oh my gosh, this is such a big cave. Okay, I've lost track of where I came in already, but that is definitely an ancient city. I'm gonna try and land on wool. I did a bad job already. Okay. Oh boy. Place stresses me out. Here's the plan. We're gonna look in some of these chests. And if we get a warden, we're just gonna run. I think that's the plan. One over there, there's one there. There's one there. Lots of loot chests. I just have to figure out where I am and kind of stay organized. Hopefully not set off too many of these beakers. Okay, there's 2 of them here. 3 of them here. No way I can make this happen without setting them off. I didn't bring any wool. Okay, we're just gonna peek and see what happens, and if a warden pops up, we'll just run away. Nothing great, no warden. Get a lot of shriekers here. Let's see if we get lucky. Operation, name tag. Okay. Should have brought wool. Afraid if I open this chest, that shrieker right there, this one's gonna summon him. Yep. Oh boy, that makes the whole thing worthwhile right there. That is awesome. Take that. Cat, I'm sure I have a few of those. Okay, I've got a pretty full inventory. I found a lot of pretty cool loot, so I think I'm gonna try and get my way out of here now without getting killed. See if we can figure out how we got in here. Like if I just head up, I don't know, that tunnel we came in was pretty small. I wonder if I can find it again. Shot here. huge, huge cave. Okay, dripstone. That looks familiar. Don't crash into any dripstone. Maybe? Unbelievable. Ooh, boy. All right, let's head back to base. Look at the loot I got here. A lucky, lucky find. Right. So, tons of stuff. One I'm most excited about is the ward armor trim. Those only appear in the ancient cities, so that's great. Swift Sneak 3, that's always useful. Some name tags, that's always nice. Ton of regeneration potions. I don't use a lot of potions, but those are a bonus, I suppose. Enchanted golden apples. I grabbed some armor just so that we could put some of the trims on it, use it for decoration. Affinity, channeling. Yeah, tons of regeneration potion. Compass. But yeah, that armor trim, that's a really awesome find. Well, today was pretty productive. We got a portion of our formal garden done. We filled out some of our maps, and we found an ancient city that had one of the armor trims we needed. That's really, really great. Between episodes, I'm going to put some of this stuff away. And like I said, lots of fun stuff coming to the channel to end the year. And that's where I'm going to wrap this one up. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you had fun. Please like and subscribe if you want to follow along on the adventure. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.